Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to Holiday Wednesday on the Scrap and Crafty Gardener channel. Today I'm going to be making a Christmas card, still using the GinaK products that I got from my haul the other day. I haven't even scratched the surface of that haul, and this will only use a little bit more of that, so look forward to those coming out some more. Now, for today's card, I'm going to do a 5x7, as my usual. This measures 10 inches by 7 inches. You score it at the 5-inch line, fold it, crease it with your bone folder or a scissor handle or even your fingernails. And then I have 2 pieces of white. This one's going to be for scrap. These both measure 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. And that's going to be on the card front. And I'm going to do the card front first. So I am going to use, this was not in my product haul, but it's a GinaK. This is the Swiss Dot embossing folder, and I'm going to do the front in the Swiss Dots. So let me turn on my machine here. And I'm going to put that in and try to make it so that the polka dots sort of line up. They don't have to be straight. But I'd like it to be as best that I can. So in my Anna Griffin machine, for embossing, I only need the bottom plate, the folder, the metal shim, and the top plate. I do not need the magnetic mat. We'll run this through. Okay. And I love this Swiss Dot. It's one of my favorite patterns to use anymore. Much to the chagrin of one of my customers who really loves it but wanted to watch her budget. Okay, now, done with the embossing folder, so I'll set that aside. And we can set this part aside also. Now, I'll also set, you know what? Let's just put this right on and let it dry while I'm working on everything else. So I'm just putting this on with glue. I'm not going to pop this one up because I'm going to have dimension elsewhere on the card. Now I have a large acrylic ancient stamping block that was all broken in parts. I put a napkin on there and covered it up, and I use that to weight down items that need some weight. Now on this scrap piece, I'm using GinaK's Master Layouts 3, and I've selected the shadow layer and then the stitched layer in the largest square, and then the shadow layer and the stitch layer and the circle. So I'm going to do the shadow layer first. Actually, I need another piece of that paper. Let's see if this is the same color. It's not the same color. Okay. I'll just get this one started. This is the stitched background layer. Don't need the metal shim for cutting dies. So I'm going to put this here. And since this goes in the back and you're not going to see it anyhow, I'm going to stitch the shadow layer right in the middle there. And I wonder if I can get the, yep, I can get the stitch layer out of that. I do have a full sheet of that color of white. When you're doing white, you want to make sure if you're doing white on white, that your whites are the same color. Now, that may seem strange, but I'm going to color the edges. That's our stitch layer. Now, I'm just going to cut a piece of this. Set that aside. I can cut that up into different size pieces later on. I just realized why I didn't have one for the stitch die yet, because I was going to cut it down once I inked it. All right, so let me just get a larger piece here. Let me get my cutter. I'm going to do this the size that the stencil builder calls for, 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. If this will, I left enough. Yes, I did leave enough room. So 5 1/4. Well, come on. By 5 1/4. And then once I'm done stenciling, I will cut that down to the size I needed. That's why I didn't have that piece. Okay. Now I should be done die cutting until I do that one piece. All right. So let me put these pieces back before let's see. I will need the stitch die out. Now I'm going to use the stencil builder, not the one I used yesterday's video. They have another one that is kind of cool. That is this circle. I am going to make these in red and green for my Christmas card. So I've chosen GinaK's Christmas Pine and the Cherry Red for the Christmas colors. And pardon me while I get a drink here real quick. All right, now, move this aside. I have my waffle flower grip mat here. If you don't have a grip mat, that is perfectly fine. You can just tape this right down to your desk. Now, here's hoping this came out. Since I just opened this package, I have no idea how this will turn out, but it looked pretty cool on GinaK's video. Now, since this is the same size, the stencil will not stick down 100%, like yesterday when I made my piece a different size. All right, I'm going to start with the red. Now, I've got a piece of scratch paper here, just to get off any red that might be here, though the cherry red is darker, so it really shouldn't matter. And I still have enough room to hook that to the mat. All right, so I'm going to do these two in red. And I want this to be a dark red. So I'm using a heavy enough hand that I'm smushing my bristles. Yeah, smushing my bristles. Smushing the bristles right down, so they almost flatten out. Now, I don't want to flip this one turn like I did in yesterday's video. I want to flip this twice. So this is going to move over here. And just smash those bristles. Normally I don't smash them down, but sometimes when I want a real strong color, I do. All right, now I've got to clean this off. I'm just going to set this over here and get my water. Now reds will stain, but that's okay. You can use rubbing alcohol to get it off. It's not something I like to do down here in the basement because this is windowless and there's not a lot of airflow. But when I am done, I'll take these upstairs to the kitchen and use the rubbing alcohol to clean that off. Just wanted to make sure I didn't have any red ink that wasn't, I got some down here I want to get off. No, Pumpkin, you cannot come in today. Sorry, sweetie. All right, now put this up in here. And let's use the Christmas pine. And again, I want a deep dark color, so I'm going to smash those bristles down. Now I will turn it, oh, which way does it go? Not that way, and that way. So I need to go 2, 1, 2. And again, smash those bristles. Okay, cool. I want to put some more in here. Let's see. No, I like it like that. I do have some ink smushing from that must have went underneath. I'm just going to clean this off real quick. And let's see if we get out my mono sand eraser here. Okay, now, since it's on my sticky mat, I'm going to pick this up without getting my erasers and then put that right down there. Okay. Now, might as well clean the whole thing right while it's here. And again, I'll take that upstairs and clean it with the alcohol so that it's not a permanently red stained. But that would be a-okay if it was, because it does not affect the use of the stencil at all. I'll put my top cover on. I'm done with the stencil mat. Or it's the stencil mat, the cigarette mat. Okay, now, on here they have I don't think I want to use that. I'm going to use the red on this and stamp it down. So I'll get out my stamping platform. And I put that right in the middle. And since I already used this stamp yesterday, I don't need to condition it again. I think that's going to be cool with the green polka dots showing through. Just needs to be a little bit darker. And a little bit more. I wonder how that one went that way, but that's okay. So I'm going to cut this down anyhow. Yeah, that actually looks kind of cool. Now, while I am already stamping, see, and the red does stain your stamps, but that's okay. I don't think I want any of these other things throughout here. It just wouldn't look right. Okay. All right, if anyone out there from GinaK's line is watching, I would love to have this stencil builder in a poinsettia flower with leaves. That would be adorable. Now, I am going to stamp the little white circles that I cut out. I'm going to stamp a sentiment on this edge die, and I just got smudge on it. Need to clean off my hands before I get ink anywhere else. As I see, I've got quite a bit on here. I mean, I've watched other YouTubers make cards. They don't get as inked up as I do, or at least they don't show it on camera. I'm going to kind of keep it real, because I am a messy crafter, and I fully, pardon me, get another drink. I fully go with the messiness. Because I cannot be the only messy crafter out there. Now, for the sentiment, there were some GinaKs that I had, but nothing that really wanted to fit on this card. So I have, from Honeybee Stamps, this is Merry Christmouse. And I want to put, may the little things bring me joy this season. I thought that would just fit on there perfectly. And I am going to do that in the GinaK Black Onyx. Have not used this one in a while, so it might take a couple of inkings here. Just one more. Perfect. Clean that off with a little bit of water. I had a little bit of a disappointment this week with my garden. I thought my carrots were doing wonderful, but then they started getting this really thick stem. And wouldn't you know, the seeds that I planted are all ragweed. That was very disappointing. And I'm going to write the company and say, what happened? All right, set that aside. Now I'm going to cut this out. And I'm going to bling it up a little bit more. There's some more ink still here. Well, this sand eraser has saved a lot of card pieces. Now, get out my cutting mat, which I stuck my sticky mat on. And there goes the ink. Now, I need the stitch die. And which way do I want to go with it? Do I want to go off that way? Or do I want to center? I think I'm going up. That's just calling to my brain. Don't know why. Now, cut this out. Just a little bit more to go and I'll have this card hopefully done. There. All right, let me put this one back in. Okay, now for where's the other pieces that I set aside somewhere? Oh, there they are. Now this one, I am going to take red. I have two colors. I picked out one. R865 Geranium in the Ohuhu alcohol ink markers. So I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper, and I must have used that one up the other day. Now, I only need the edge of this to be colored. If you had a piece of red in the size you wanted, you wouldn't have to do this. I am trying to use up a whole crap house load full of white scraps. But I forgot to bring the scrap bin over, or instead of cutting that full sheet, I would have used one of those. Now this will go on here, and I'm going to glue that down. I'm going to put the card all together before I start adding embellishments. And I don't really have a set layout in my mind. I kind of have a basic idea of how I'm going to put these parts on, but not 100%. Now, same with the circle. Okay, and then where did I place the stamped piece? There it is. And there's a little bit of ink smudge on here still. And that's done. Now, get my card out from underneath. I kind of want to put it like that. Do I want to No, can't go that way. Or do I want to move them closer together? No, I think like this. And for this, I'm just going to use my thin 1/4 inch wide by 1/8 of an inch tall foam strips, just to raise this up slightly. Went off the edge just a smidge. Oh, don't want 2 pieces. And then just stick one in the middle. Okay. I think I like it like that. Okay. With the center circle up and to the right. And right about there. Now this one I am going to pop up with some higher dots that I have. These I got at Hobby Lobby a month or so ago. They're about 1/4 of an inch in height, so that this will stand up more than the panel in the middle does. Right there. Now for embellishments, I haven't yet decided between silver or gold. I'm thinking silver for this card. So I'm going to come along and every once in a while turn one of these red circles into a silver circle. Let's see. I was going to do this randomly, but my brain goes to like, oh no, you got to put one here. Just go with it. And I think, you know what? I'm going to do silver and gold. I'll do gold on the green. Might look a little strange, but that's okay. You never know until you try something how it's going to turn out. You may end up loving it, Now this one in the middle, I'm going to turn these larger. Okay, now I do have a white gel pen. Do I want the Uniball? No, it's pretty much dried. Okay, the Jelly Roll pen should work. It does. I'm just going up to where I guess it's not working either. All right, let's try my other Jelly Roll. Yep, there we go. Some of these spots that I couldn't get with the eraser. All right, now I will take some blingy rhinestones. I have gold. I don't think I wanted to do the gold. And I don't want large ones. I want small ones. And I have some already in red, which is perfect. If you see these little kits on Amazon, don't bother with them. See if I can find the case that it came in. Seems like a nice little kit. You got the pointed tweezers, which bend almost instantly, the angle tweezers, and then there was a picking tool. That works fine. A nice looking set. Piece of junk, honestly. I would not buy them again. Now, if any of you have bought them and like them, was there a secret to it? Okay. I like the angled tweezers. I might look into some other companies' angled tweezers. But these, no. Oh dear, it needs something else. It's just not speaking to me. What does it need? Stickles is always a good option. But they aren't calling to me either right now. All right, I'm going to put you on pause while I think this through in my head and see what I can do to make this a better card. Be back quick as a wink. I have an idea. I should wait till the camera's back on, but I have an idea. For Master Layouts 3, they also have these flag dies for sentiments. I'm going to turn them into actual flags. I think that will just add a little something to the card. So I have a piece of white cardstock here. And I'm just going to cut them out. can get it in the machine, that is. There we go. Okay. Now, put these back in here. And how did that get flipped around? I always try and put the packaging in the front of these. All right, so for these, I'm gonna do the inks from GinaK on here instead of using alcohol markers. So I'm just gonna get my scratch paper out again. The largest one I want to be red, the next one's gonna be white, and the little one's gonna be green. So let me get out the cherry red. Now I could have got out my grip mat, but I didn't want to do that at this time. I want this to be dark, so I'm going to smush it in. Smush those bristles. One thing I like about GinaK's inks is they have that smoothing agent in them. Okay, so there's the red one. Now we'll do the green. And I'm going to put the brush away so that I don't get it on something I don't want it on. Okay. Now I'm going to clean my hands off again here because I'm sure I have ink on them from holding that down. Yes, I do. Now, I am just going to take the top of them, just trim off straight across where the points go on every one of these. This one. And I think I'm just going to glue them down flat. I was thinking about popping them up, but I said, no, I want these glued down flat. And I'm just going to put a rhinestone on each one, I think. But I'm not sure I want to color them. I'm just going to go straight. We'll start with the green one. I'm going to put one down here. I'm going to put one at the bottom of each one and then see if it needs anywhere else. I have a feeling it might. Okay, now if I'm going to go for extra bling here. Come on. Better put a little drop of glue down. That one doesn't seem to hold. And I'm going to do the same here. We'll put 1, 2, 3 on here, and 1, 2 on there. Gonna have a lot of bling, that's for sure. But I'm thinking that's what it needed. Might be looking like a hot mess, but I'm kind of liking it now. Okay, well, hold it up to see what I think. And oh, you know what? I kind of like it now. It just needed that little something up there. Well, that's my card for today. I hope I've inspired you to create a mess of your own, but have fun with it. And thank you so much for watching. And I have to remind everyone that when I get to 1,000 subscribers, which is only like 70 away, I will be having giveaways of some embossing folders and a few other things that I picked up along the way. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.